Tyler Perry is now facing a massive 9-figure lawsuit tied to disturbing allegations. What initially appeared as a routine relationship fallout is rapidly evolving into something much more serious. Perry, widely known for his media empire, is now back in the spotlight, but not for a new production.
Tyler Perry is facing a 9-figure lawsuit surrounding allegations.
This time, the focus is on Delilah Beale, the mother of his child, who is reportedly stepping forward after years of silence. Online speculation suggests that Delilah is revealing key details about the real reasons behind their separation, and it's far from straightforward. Allegations have surfaced involving hidden personal preferences, secret identities, and troubling claims of harassment and manipulation. Leaked text messages and rumors of inappropriate interactions with male actors are now circulating, alongside reports of individuals quietly distancing themselves from Perry's inner circle. What once looked like a quiet mutual split is now being reframed as an escape from a deeper controversy. With legal threats growing and supposed receipts making their way online.
Also, often we forget when we see celebrities and people who've achieved so much, people like Tyler, we don't understand that middle point. You know a little bit of the beginning, you come from nothing and you build up to being this giant. But what did that gray area in middle look like? And that really defines someone's success, right? Just of that dedication and not giving up.
Tyler Perry's carefully managed public image appears to be under serious threat. For years, their relationship stayed mostly private. Rare appearances, no public engagement, and limited interaction in the media. That silence shattered when Perry publicly shared that he was 51, single, and reflecting on his next chapter. That was it. No explanation, no direct acknowledgement of the breakup. There was no public announcement, just a quiet shift.
I think in the sense of you think it's going to go one way or to be something else.
Official statements describe the split between Tyler Perry and Delilah Beale as amicable, with no conflict or controversy. But online, the narrative quickly diverged. Social media users weren't convinced. The abrupt and silent end raised flags. Perry, known for emotional depth and openness in his film narratives, offered zero insight into his personal decision. That inconsistency raised widespread speculation. For years, rumors had circulated regarding Perry's private identity and orientation. Any public insinuation of him being gay or closeted reportedly triggered strong reactions.
And when it got really dark, I give you 2 words that helped me. Encourage yourself. If the people around me were negative and naysayers, and listen, I had people that loved me that told me to stop. I was never going to make it. They weren't. My mother told me I was never going to make it. It wasn't that she was trying to hurt me. It's just that she couldn't see what God had planted in me. And her vision for me was to go and work at the phone company, make a few $100s a month and get some benefits. She would have been very happy with that. But when God puts something down on the inside of you and it starts growing, it will stretch everything inside of you till it gets out.
Observers suggested the long-term relationship with Delilah may have been maintained as a strategic shield, a way to present a traditional family image and protect his brand from public scrutiny. It's not uncommon for high-profile men in the entertainment world to appear in relationships to deflect rumors. Online discussions became blunt. Some users flatly called it a cover, pointing to the calculated silence and media control. Neither Perry nor Delilah addressed the speculation, and that silence only intensified public curiosity. One user on X wrote,
So there I was in this moment trying to get to this place, trying to push, trying to make it happen, and I had to encourage myself. And what I mean by that is something to get away from everything negative that's around you. Block it out with all you can. Block it out completely and start putting on music and read things and read the word and things that encourage you, things that are going to make you stronger inside, because the strength, when it gets in this, comes from the soul. Everything else got to get in line. I think it comes from within first.
He's still acting like he likes women. I guess he'll come out like DeBrat did. When the recent Dixon lawsuit surfaced, alleging misconduct and revealing supposed private exchanges, many began to revisit the breakup with new perspective. Delilah's departure no longer looked peaceful. It now appeared strategic and possibly protective. It looked calculated, like Delilah foresaw what was coming and stepped away before it exploded into public scandal. But the real shock isn't just in the accusations, It's in the troubling specifics. According to the lawsuit, Tyler Perry allegedly pursued aspiring actor Dixon under the pretense of offering professional acting opportunities. What began as career mentorship allegedly devolved into late-night texts, suggestive communication, and even physical encounters that were neither expected nor welcome. Some of the messages, now widely circulated online, include direct and explicit language such as, "I would frack you" and "I haven't been touched in months." These texts, accompanied by screenshots and sworn statements, have transformed long-standing rumors about Perry's private life from speculation into potentially corroborated claims. That's where Delilah re-enters the conversation. If these allegations prove accurate, her departure from Perry's life begins to resemble a carefully considered decision rather than a quiet mutual parting. Some insiders now suggest Delilah may have long suspected more than what the public knew, and that Dixon's lawsuit validated behaviors she may have privately witnessed. There are circulating claims that Delilah was aware of aspects of Perry's alleged hidden lifestyle, but chose to remain silent. Reasons cited include protecting their son, preserving her public image, and shielding the financial and media empire that Perry had built. So when the lawsuit hit headlines, the question quickly followed: was this the real reason she walked away? While Perry posted that cryptic message about being single, Delilah remained silent. She didn't speak out, didn't offer support, didn't clarify their relationship. She simply vanished from the public sphere. That silence, in hindsight, now reads like distance, deliberate, measured, and potentially forewarning. To many observers, it appears as though she had already begun stepping away from a brewing storm years before it became public. What once existed only as whispers in dark corners of the internet is now front and center in the spotlight, and it all converges in the courtroom with Dixon's lawsuit. The legal documents lay out a detailed timeline that's difficult to dismiss. According to Dixon, he first encountered Tyler Perry in 2019 at an industry event. Perry allegedly approached him, asked for his number, and hinted at upcoming acting roles. Soon after, Dixon says he landed one of those opportunities. Things looked promising, but the situation quickly took a darker turn. About a year later, Perry reportedly invited Dixon to his Atlanta residence under the guise of professional mentorship. What Dixon expected to be a career-related meeting allegedly ended with excessive drinking, him crashing in a guest room, and waking up to Perry touching his thighs. An interaction Dixon claims he immediately rejected. But according to Dixon, it didn't stop there. He alleges Perry began sending messages afterward, charged, personal, and persistent. One text, now widely circulated, reads, "No straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to expletive you. I would." Another message questioned what it would take for him to have guiltless relations. These messages have now gone viral, turning private conversations into public controversy. Dixon also stated that the character Perry gave him in the series, a gay, homeless man who exchanges intimacy for shelter, wasn't just an acting role. He claimed the role mirrored exactly what Perry allegedly wanted from him behind the scenes. According to Dixon, Perry even told him that he needed someone loyal, submissive, and entirely dependent on him for everything. At that point, Dixon says he felt completely cornered. He didn't want to lose his career opportunity, but he also no longer felt emotionally or physically secure. He tried to set clear boundaries, telling Perry he wasn't interested, yet the alleged messages kept arriving. Then came the incident in 2020 that shifted everything into crisis. Dixon alleges that during another visit to Perry's residence, Perry asked him, "Do you like it rough in bed?" before grabbing him by the throat and allegedly saying, "Look how excited you just got." Dixon said he pushed Perry away and left immediately. But according to him, that wasn't the end. He later claimed Perry entered his guest room wearing only underwear, pulled his shorts down, groped him, and whispered, "Relax and just let it happen." Dixon says he diffused the moment by changing the subject quickly and avoiding confrontation. Fast forward to 2024, Dixon filed a formal complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, quit the show, and filed a full lawsuit. Perry's legal team responded quickly, calling the case a shakedown and framing Dixon's claims as a premeditated scam. One attorney stated, "This is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be setting up a scheme." Despite the mounting allegations, Perry has remained entirely silent, and that silence, especially for those who suspect Delilah saw the signs early, is beginning to echo louder than words. If Dixon's lawsuit managed to fracture Perry's carefully maintained public image, some now believe it only confirmed what Delilah may have endured, quietly and behind closed doors. Sources close to both parties claim that Delilah had concerns long before the public ever suspected anything was wrong. Allegedly, she began noticing specific patterns, frequent late-night meetings, uncomfortably personal relationships with male staff, and an increasing emotional distance that was hard to ignore. According to several insiders, she had already grown uneasy with Perry's increasingly secretive behavior. But it wasn't until rumors of inappropriate relationships began circulating that she reportedly made her decision to walk away. Some say the final straw may have been the same kind of messages now exposed in Dixon's case. Texts that clearly crossed professional boundaries. Speculation suggests that Delilah may have either seen or heard about these communications Perry allegedly sent to other men. Combined with the ongoing pressure to maintain a carefully crafted public image, these issues may have ultimately pushed her to end the relationship for good. Though she has not released an official statement, reports from gossip blogs claim that Delilah has quietly supported the legal process behind the scenes. What's clear to observers is that she has not come forward to defend Perry, nor has she made any visible attempt to clean up the narrative. To many watching from the outside, that silence speaks louder than words. It's also been noted by sources within the entertainment industry that since her departure, Delilah has completely distanced herself from Perry's professional network and inner circle. The timing of her exit and the ongoing development suggest that she may have anticipated the storm long before it became public. Delilah has since focused on her own activism, modeling work, and her private life with her son. Observers now speculate that she may have exited the situation before the media storm erupted because she saw signs of trouble building quietly behind the scenes. Whether she walked away due to emotional exhaustion or foresight, the narrative has shifted. What was once seen as an amicable parting now increasingly resembles a calculated escape. If the allegations within Dixon's lawsuit prove to be true, Delilah might be remembered not only as an ex-partner, but as someone who made a critical decision to leave before being entangled in a growing scandal. Once the lawsuit hit the public eye, the internet went into overdrive. Alleged screenshots, court documents, and leaked texts flooded social platforms at a speed faster than they could be verified. As expected, social media users quickly divided into two distinct camps, those prepared to cancel Tyler Perry outright, and those dismissing the entire situation as an orchestrated takedown attempt. Reactions were varied. Some were stunned by the news, while others claimed they had seen signs long ago. One online post read, "I had no idea Tyler Perry is gay," while another responded sharply, "Everyone's acting like this is new. He's been giving signs." For advocates within the LGBTQ+ community, the allegations sparked deeper questions. Was this a situation involving internal struggles with identity? Or was it a more complex scenario involving suppressed emotions turning into boundary-crossing behavior? Still, not all observers were convinced. Some downplayed the situation, stating that the messages appeared flirtatious but not explicitly criminal. One commenter summarized a popular counterpoint. "This just sounds like boring flirtation. People are quick to judge off unverified texts." But even those who remain skeptical can't deny that the entire episode has complicated Perry's public image in unexpected ways. Some argued that the public will believe any narrative when it's about a black man in power. Another user added, These texts sound like an older guy trying to help a closeted younger man. He sounds fruity, not predatory. Still, there were plenty who stood firmly behind Dixon. One user wrote, "Tyler Perry was definitely texting Derek Dixon. Just read the messages." Then came the backlash aimed at Dixon himself. Some questioned the timing, the vague screenshots, and the lack of concrete proof. "I don't see any explicit messages here," one skeptic posted. "Not even a direct text. Looks like Derek Dixon is lying." Despite all the doubts, the patterns are hard to ignore, especially the way Perry allegedly cast Dixon in a role that so closely mirrored his real-life vulnerability. The alignment between the character and the situation suggests intent. To some, this doesn't feel like a coincidence. It feels targeted. In the middle of this storm stands Delilah. Her quiet departure from Perry's life is now being viewed through a different lens. Was it a graceful exit for her own peace of mind, or a calculated move to avoid being tied to a scandal that hadn't erupted yet? Either way, the timing is striking. One thing is certain, the internet isn't letting this story fade. The opinions are louder than ever, and with Tyler Perry still refusing to address any of it, that silence continues to spark more questions than answers. His name now sits at the center of a highly publicized legal and moral storm. Whether you believe Dixon, question his motives, or think this is all media noise, there's no denying the cultural impact of what's unfolding. Maybe Delilah stepped away to protect herself, or maybe she was shielding something even bigger. This story is far from finished, so be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what's coming next could change everything.